right, what's up, everybody? You went with the loading screen. You went with the loading screen intro, John. I thought you were going to do the fancy pants one.
Yeah.
John is Mr. Fancy Pants.
That's Mr. to you.
That's what I said.
That's what
You're
he said.
Mr. Yeah. How about you listen, John?
Never. No.
You got those fancy ear pods. You should be able to listen better.
All right, we are patless again today. No
Yeah.
for the show.
Speaking of Mr. Fancy Pants,
So Pat lost power in his house, so we're doing this on the fly with John trying to put together I think a slideshow as we speak. So this is this week. So what I miss, our weekly news show where we gather the headlines you should care about from the internet. We have Rob here. Hey, Rob.
what? Hey, Chris.
And we have John as well. I'm your host, Chris, and let's start it up. Let's see how this goes.
Hey, Chris, I think you and I are the world's finest tonight.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Boom.
Whoa, you guys. Yeah, so coordinated.
Next time we'll do pantsless then.
Every show is
Wait,
pantsless show. Is it
How
not?
do you know that we're not?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
If anybody wants to give a $20 donation to see if we are, we can stand up.
No.
No, we're treading dangerous lines with that, I think. All right, so I usually start with the box office. There's not much to talk about with this. Maybe we'll cut this segment entirely because the summer box office hasn't been that exciting this year. I was hoping to make games out of it and things like that, but this is kind of like the official end of it. Candyman comes out this week.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's gonna do really well. Horror movies tend to do really well in this time of the year. Free Guy holds on to its number one spot. I guess
Who called it?
That's kind of the big news. Yeah, it didn't lose 60 to 70% of its audience. It only lost 34. So that's actually not bad.
What were the 3 new movies you went over last week? Is
four of them.
There were 4.
Yeah, what
it
happened
was
to
Paw
them?
Patrol. It was
Reminiscence here.
Reminiscence.
Yes, sir.
The Night House.
Sneak peek.
And there was another one I'm completely blanking on here. I don't
They're
know.
not even on here.
It was the one with
The Protege. It's right there.
Maggie Q. Yeah.
It's the Protege.
Sorry.
So
Let
yeah,
me bring that back
like,
up. I was gonna go and check.
Look, it's 7, 8, 9, right? And then number 2, 7, 8, and 9 are all the new ones.
In yellow there. Yeah. Okay. I guess also.
Well, and also, Chris, it tells you the number of weeks. 1 week.
Yeah, that too. A lot of things there. I should give it away. Jungle Cruise I think is actually doing surprisingly well. I think it's the other thing on the list that kind of jumps out at me. 92 million, considering it was the same day Disney release. I guess it was was it a premium? No, it was just you can just. Yep. Oh, it was a premium.
Disney Premier Plus. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I guess we can take this away. This is kind of like the unofficial end of the summer movie season. I want to, you guys consume a lot of movies and things like that. Let's, do we have that, John, the list of summer movies? And we'll see.
No, we don't. We don't
yes,
have it.
we
Where
do.
Is it?
Is it not there?
You guys are
all right.
mental
This
cases.
is another Patless issue. So let's, guys, kind of think back over the last 2 or 3 months here. And
thanks, Rob. That's very helpful. Read them out to us, Rob.
Okay, so you know what? I will. So in the month of June, we had, so just for people who don't understand what's happening, Pat has a list of these movies broken down by month for the summer movie season. And Pat was supposed, and John's gone. And Pat was supposed to share this with us. And then the power went out at Pat's place. There's a lot of peas happening here.
Yeah.
For people in radio, you don't want to pop your peas. But Pat's power popped. And is no longer, he's powerless. So he sent us text messages of these screenshots with these dates. And I'm going to read them off to you month to month.
Yeah.
So if you're cool with that, Chris, I don't know what happened to John, but I'm going to tell you something, Chris. World's Finest right here. This is how we are renaming
the duo,
this podcast. Oh shit, he's back.
Okay. So just so quickly, the end game of this
and he's gone.
is to give our you guys. I want you guys to give your picks on the best, the worst, sleeper hits, things like that. So we'll start off with the best, but let's jog your memory about what happened over the summer.
So the month of June, we saw The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, which I believe is Conjuring 3. We Spirit Untamed. I don't even know why he put that on this list.
Must be his favorite movie of all time.
In the Heights.
My daughter really wants to see Spirit. So
The Hitman Wife's Bodyguard, Peter Rabbit 2, The Sparks Brothers, which I don't think I've ever heard of, and Fast 9.
Yep.
In the month of July, we had The Boss Baby, Family Business, The Forever Purge, Black Widow, Escape Room, Tournament of Champions, Space Jam: A New Legacy, Jungle Cruise, and The Green Knight.
There you go.
And then in August, Suicide Squad, Free Guy, Respect, Snake Eyes, which I think that was actually July. Candyman, The Protege, and Reminiscence. So out of all those, unfortunately, Candyman hasn't come out yet. That's out this coming week.
Yeah, so who knows, that could take your top spot. But guys,
so that gives us a rundown of the summer movies that we had that Pat put together. Thanks, Pat.
You're welcome. I'll throw this to the panel then. You guys, what was your favorite movie of those of the ones you saw this summer? Or what do you think?
Oh, Free Guy by far. For all the ones that I saw at the theater, and I've been to the theater, I don't know, 2 or 3 times now. Yeah, 3 times. Oh, Suicide Squad. Jeez, now I'm really kind of.
I was like, did you forget about Suicide Squad?
I did. You know what? I gotta say, I would probably have to say Suicide Squad is my favorite that I've seen in the theater out of all these movies. But Free Guy would be a close second. And I saw
The Power is
Black
Back
Widow.
and
I
Pat.
saw F9.
Yeah.
This guy, first of all, okay, The Power couldn't have been out that long. This guy made a tea. He's able to boil the kettle to make himself a tea.
The tea was already done.
It's cold by now.
The power went out.
Yeah, if you don't know, Rob, most typical Asian households have this. Basically, it's a kettle on tap all day. So it's like this hot water heater thing, and it's just on all day. And you just hit the pump, and you just make tea nonstop.
I understand that, but this was done with a Keurig.
Oh, okay, yeah, well, fine.
Okay, all right. So enough about tea.
Wait,
so
Gord, what? What? I'm sorry. Go back to that previous one again, John. That might be a little bit TMI.
No, he's got an @ here, and right above it, she asked Candyman who's in, unless Candyman is saying for something.
Okay,
else.
all right. I thought something else was happening here. All right. Okay.
I don't know about Candyman. I'm not a big fan of horror movies, but I have a feeling that would be a blast if we went to go see it in a group. So Rob, what did you get to decide between Suicide Squad and Free Guy?
I picked Suicide Squad. Yeah.
Okay, John, what do you got?
So we saw what do we see, Pat? We saw Fast and Furious 9, Snake Eyes, Suicide Squad, Free Guy, all in theaters. So all in the comeback. I don't know if I'm missing anything from there. If I am, that's unfortunate for whatever that movie is.
Free Guy, Suicide Squad, F9, yeah.
Yeah. So unless we start including the Netflix and all that stuff, I think.
You can include
Oh man, Fast 9 was a good comeback. Sorry, my house is exploding here. Suicide Squad. I picked Suicide Squad.
Get your own movie.
Pat, what do you think?
What was the question? Sorry, I had no power.
Oh, geez. What was your best movie you saw over the summer?
But I made tea.
Can I say F9? Because that movie was fantastic.
You can say it, but nobody will respect you.
Yeah, you'll be wrong.
You have that.
Hang on.
Dead
what was
wrong.
the question? My favorite or like the best movie I saw?
I think it's one of the same.
It's not true.
Okay.
It's not true at all.
What's your favorite then? What's your favorite?
That you saw
F9
this
for
summer.
sure.
Okay,
My
what's the
favorite
best
is
then?
F9 because that movie was so ridiculous. It's not a good movie, but I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Movie.
It was a good combat. It was super hilariously
If you're
ridiculous.
saying which is the best movie, I thought Free Guy was really good. I like Free Guy more than Suicide Squad as a movie, but like the most fun I had in a while, probably F9.
All right, there you go. At least we got a different answer because my answer is I haven't seen Free Guy. Unfortunately, my answer would be Suicide Squad as well. So it's kind of a boring panel.
Everybody,
we don't discuss it beforehand.
Shout outs to Free Guy though, because we were actually able to go with good new friends. I think that we met basically over the pandemic. Sarah and Gord, we actually got to go see a physical movie with them, and that was awesome.
Wow.
Yeah. But we had to be unfortunately not unfortunately, but we were physically distanced. So much so that I forgot to introduce my brother-in-law to them, and they just thought we were just talking to some random people in the theater all of a sudden. And then we took a selfie outside. It's like, yo, check out these random people we met. Let me take a selfie.
We had to stay apart the same width of like a street where 2 cars would cross.
I will say though that like Free Guy is a really close, like it's neck and neck with Suicide Squad for me. Like in terms of how much fun I enjoyed watching a movie this summer. I've watched a lot of shit this summer, but okay. I really enjoyed Free Guy. So.
All right, so let's flip it around.
Update on Pump Up the Jam coming later, right?
I still haven't watched it.
Let's flip that around. Stay on topic, guys. Let's flip that around. What was the worst one? You'd mentioned garbage.
Fast 9.
Fast 9. You think
Fast
9 is the worst?
Oh yeah, yeah. Like I've actually taken shits that are more impressive than that movie. So
okay. With that said, the worst movie I saw was also Fast 9. Yes.
This guy. What?
Okay, I'm down. I see what he's doing. I like it. I approve it. We obviously know he didn't have a power outage. He was just late.
John, what was the worst one you saw?
Why would I be late? I sent you a picture of my neighbor also doing the same thing I
You
did.
sent me a picture of a dude out on a balcony. How the hell do I know what he's doing? Maybe he was letting a fart go. I have no idea.
Blackout. Everybody in the neighborhood sticks their head out and goes, "Hey, do you get the power?" That's what happened.
Okay, 2 for Fast 9. John, what was your worst movie of the summer?
Out of the ones that we saw, because there's probably a bunch of other stuff we saw. Out of those 4, it's going to be Snake Eyes. Probably is going to be the worst. Even though like it's just the movie theater experience. Just you end up when I leave, I'm like, oh yeah, I had a fun time. But when you think about the movie, you're like, yeah, that was kind of whack.
Yeah, I was trying to decide between Fast 9 and Snake Eyes as the worst one. To me, Snake Eyes was worse because of the potential. I saw a lot of potential, and it could have been good if they did this, it did that, and it was just a total nightmare of a movie, like almost like borderline unwatchable, completely unlikable. Anyway, the characters and things like that. But anyways, is there one on the list, maybe a sleeper hit that maybe not a lot of people saw, probably a streaming play or anything like that? Any kind of sleeper hits you guys have, or sleeper enjoyable movies?
I haven't seen The Green Knight yet. It's out for rental now. I've heard really cool things, but it's kind of like an art house movie. So I don't know. I don't know what movie I would have watched this summer that would be considered a sleeper hit. I'm trying to think of anything on the Netflix stuff that we would have watched, or even like through Crate. I can't think of anything that came out movie wise that I would have watched.
They were kind of all disappointing.
Yeah.
A sleeper hit. I can't think of what a sleeper hit was.
Well, I guess that was my other question. Rolls into this. Was there an actual like straight to streaming, not meant for theater, straight to streaming movie that was actually good? And I don't think there was. We had like Gunpowder Milkshake and
I forgot about that one.
The Tomorrow War and all these things.
Oh, you know what? The Tomorrow War I actually really enjoyed. I would say probably out of the. I'm trying now that I remember. See, this is the problem with like we watch so many things. We watch it for the shows. We watch it for the podcast. I forgot. Yes. Out of like Gunpowder Milkshake, I was somewhat disappointed in, but the Tomorrow War was decent. I actually quite enjoyed that. I wouldn't say it was a sleeper hit because it was really hyped up, but that was the July 4th.
I think that was closest to like a movie that you could believe that should have went into the theaters, and if you went to the theaters, it would have been like exploding. Quick shout outs to Sarah and Steve are mentioning how empty are the or how bad are the theaters? They're saying Snake Eyes was pretty much a private showing, Pat, right? For us in our group, and I think 2 other people were in that theater. Suicide Squad wasn't that bad.
You and I watch movies at like late. We watch it at like 10 o'clock. It may be a very different experience if somebody said, let's watch a movie at 6 o'clock in the evening. Right? So to answer the question, our experience, there were not very many people. But that can't be that can't be consistent across, like it might not be the same on Friday night at like 6 o'clock. So but if you go at night like we do, it's pretty empty.
Yeah, shout outs to Michelle who said she went to Black Widow and the movie theater experience wasn't good. I think that was one of the first movies that started playing. And I heard other stories from other people had similar experiences. The popcorn wasn't running, the whatever was not going. Even Fast 9, we went. The soda machine wasn't fully up and running. It was out of like half the flavors. Oh, first world problems. And one of the speakers, Rob would have went crazy. One of the speakers was buzzing. So they had to they had to iron it out.
Situation for Rob.
Yeah. And even a funny situation when we went to go see Snake Eyes, one of the showings got straight up canceled and removed from the schedule completely because of an issue with the theater. Because we showed up at a certain time and we're like, "Yo, where's this movie? We want to buy some tickets." And they're like, that showing got canceled. Number 1, we didn't sell any tickets. Number 2,
they were trying to save you, man.
yeah. And number 2 was they were having issues with the theater. So it's
like,
some funny stories.
Dude.
Yeah.
Dude, I took my son and I went and saw all 3 movies at the theater that we saw, but Suicide Squad, it was supposed to start at like, I don't know, 4:20, let's say. At like 4:35, I went over and I went outside and said, "Hey, this movie hasn't started yet." And they're like, "What theater are you in?" I'm like, "Theater 14." They're like, "That's really weird." Like, like
Could have sworn I pushed the play button.
I've been waiting here. The guy goes, "Are there trailers on yet?" I said, "No, nothing's happened, bro." Like,
that was the manager.
Only one in the theater, though.
What's that? No, there was like 4 of us in the theater. I can't. There was my son and I were half the theater.
So all 4 of you were just like, "Oh, I guess we can keep waiting."
Well, yeah, it was like 10 minutes or so, and I was like, "This is out of control." There might have been 6 of us, and I had to get up and move and go talk to somebody. And here's the thing, guys. When you walk up to somebody and you know that these guys are teenagers or whatever, and you say, "Can I?" And they go, "Oh, sorry, sir." Like, I get you're being respectful, and I appreciate that, and thank you for not being a dick about it. But I gotta tell you, when you call me sir, it really bugs me because it really makes me feel
you're being oversensitive.
Showing you the respect.
No, I know that, but it's like, yeah, sorry, sir.
Rob, he didn't know your name. Hey, sorry, Rob. They weren't gonna do that.
What do you want to do? What's up, my dude? You wanted to say that to me?
That would actually be awesome.
What's up, my dude?
Bro?
I would be like, "Yo." He'd be like, "Yo,
dog.
man, that sucks, bro. I'll have that fixed for you, man." I'd be like, "Thanks, dude."
You want to do a TikTok with me right now?
yeah.
Yo, let's do a TikTok right now. All right. So let's move on before Pat loses power. Pat, let's go with your picture segment. You got it set up?
For what? Which part? What are we talking about? Sorry.
Pictures with Pat. Pictures with Pat. Your segment. Pictures with
Okay,
Pat.
so stuff I found on the internet. Stuff I found on the internet. Right? Okay. Let's do it. What do you want to talk about first? Let's talk about
It's your segment.
So, Gamescom's happening right now, which is like a European game show thingy that kind of like a convention that's also online this year. And a couple of months ago, we talked about this new Ninja Turtles game coming out. That's kind of like a side scroller, like Turtles in Time type of thing.
Yeah.
They had some more trailers past couple of days, and one of the trailers introduced like a screenshot where April is part of the gameplay footage. So you get to use April in this Ninja Turtles like side-scrolling game, which is pretty cool because you very, very rarely actually got to use April in anything.
I think we did research on this, Pat, right? Didn't we discover she is in one of the fighting games for one of the systems?
She's in like the Sega Genesis version of Tournament Fighters, and that was it.
Yeah, we did some intense recon going, hey, let's play some old
this is a retro kind of beat 'em up, side-scrolling beat 'em up that we previewed a couple months ago.
Shredder's Revenge.
Yeah, and it's made by the same studio who did Streets of Rage 4. And me and Pat's biggest complaint about Streets of Rage 4 was there's lack of playable characters. So here's a playable character, a 5th one at least, from this Ninja Turtles game, and that's pretty cool. Just to mention, no release date was set. It's going to be in 2022. That's all we know.
Yeah. And since we are still talking about video games, I just want to roll into this, which is this game got introduced. I don't know if you guys or anybody heard of the XCOM series, but the guys that are doing the XCOM games are doing a game based on the Midnight Suns, like Marvel Midnight Suns. So they had this image posted. There was a gameplay trailer I'm not going to get into, but it wasn't actually a trailer. It was just like more like a movie trailer. But it's an XCOM style game that includes the oft-maligned, very underused Midnight Suns group of characters. So like the Occult. So you have Blade, you have Ghost Rider, and they also had this image, which is kind of like a teaser image as well. So it's like your main heroes along with you have your Wolverine, your Iron Man, and they're all in like this weird kind of
a lot of LED lighting going on.
Yeah,
steampunk armor. Can you explain what XCOM is?
XCOM is like a real-time strategy game.
Okay.
I would say it's turn-based, isn't it, Pat?
Yeah. Not real-time. Sorry, turn-based strategy game where you get to kind of where it's like kind of like a grid and you move your guys around like in turn, kind of like a tactic style game, right? But I mean, it's done by those guys. Everybody's just assuming it's an XCOM style game, but we actually don't know. But given the pedigree, it probably is an XCOM style game.
This is the problem I have, though. That trailer is super sick. Like, it's very cinematic and hooks you. And so some fool like me would be like, oh, I want to play this game because this looks wicked. I'm going to be able all these characters. And then I get home and I fire it up, and it would take 12 hours to download the patch and the updates. And then I go to play it the next day, and I'd be like, what the hell is this shit? This is the problem I have with these type of cinematic trailers, because I do not like turn-based strategy games. I don't really like RPG games. You know, I want when you look at this trailer.
Rob's impatient, is what you're saying.
When you look at this trailer, you actually like. I would say, I got the feeling I was like, oh, it's going to be playable like God of War, like 2018's God of War. I'd be like, okay, cool. It's going to be like this, an adventure-based. It's not at all. And that's the problem I have when they release these type of trailers. When they don't show any gameplay footage, I think it kind of misleads Luddites like me into thinking it's going to be something and it's not.
Yeah, but it's about the Midnight Suns and Blade, and everybody loves Blade, right? Everybody loves Blade.
We did on Monday.
Yeah.
That was like a couple days ago, though, now.
Yeah, now I'm not really sure about Blade anymore.
Today was also, moving on, today was also another Hasbro Fan Fest, and what they released is images of the next wave of Marvel Legends. So we will be stocking these in store at Heroes World. This is like a wave of toys that are based on the new upcoming No Way Home movie and some others random Spider-Man characters, right? So we have Spider-Man from the movie. We have 2 Spider-Mans from the movie. What the context of that costume is, we don't know yet. There's a J. Jonah Jameson in there. There's also a Doctor Strange. There's a Morlun, a Shriek, and a Gamerverse Miles Morales Spider-Man. And the Build-A-Figure is Marvel's Armadillo. I actually don't know who this is.
Who? Not to be confused with the Holiday Armadillo.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't it Ross? Is it Ross as the Armadillo?
I don't remember who the Armadillo is.
Is this a popular character?
I don't know, but they're apparently doing it. They're doing a Build-A-Figure.
Who's villain?
This is a stretch. This is a stretch.
This is like, as you can ask John, I'm not really a huge fan of like Build-A-Figures, but this one is a little bit of a stretch, and I admit that.
I would have preferred Holiday Armadillo.
Holiday Armadillo from Friends, right?
You know what, though? In all fairness, you could, I'm sure, jimmy up some type of a hanging device and just put them on your tree every year if you really want as a decoration, and just say it's the Holiday Armadillo.
And as part of that, they also announced this Excalibur 3-pack. I'm a huge fan of Excalibur, like the old Chris Claremont Excalibur.
Yeah.
And this is the first time we're getting an old school Shadowcat in action figure form. The first time we're getting
Britain,
Megan,
baby.
And a new updated old school style Captain Britain.
Hey, Pat, can I ask you, why do they say Marvel's Megan, then they say Captain Britain, and Marvel's Shadowcat?
Because a lot of characters, they don't actually have the official trademark to use them because these names are kind of generic. So for all of those, they always have to use Marvel's whatever on packaging to make it more like distinct, right?
All right, cool. Thanks.
You see it on Transformers a lot.
They do it a lot with Transformers because Transformers names are just very generic, like, Springer or like,
Autobot Jazz.
Or Jazz. So then they slap Autobot Jazz in front of it just to
okay. All right.
Yeah, just to make it unique for the purposes.
It's all about branding.
But that's kind of it. I don't know what else I missed. I wasn't here for the beginning. What else did we talk about?
That's it, man.
That's it, right? That's all I got for now.
That's it, man. I'm really glad that you were able to make it.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks, man.
What a dick.
I'm being serious.
Can we talk about Chris's news? I don't know how late I was.
Yeah, we'll do the news bits. News bits.
Now here's the news.
Waiting for that. I knew that was coming. Okay, so Cinecom is taking place this week in Las Vegas, which is a gathering of movie studios to kind of showcase what they got going on or what's coming down the pipe. Warner Brothers came in with a huge reveal on Tuesday. They debuted the trailer for Matrix 4. Also revealed its official title, The Matrix Resurrections. And it is currently scheduled for release December 22nd. So there's that bit of news. If you guys are huge Matrix fans, get ready for another one.
Who isn't a Matrix fan? Get out of here.
Chris used to drive a Matrix.
I did, yes. Toyota Matrix. Warner Brothers released some behind great add-ons there, John. Warner Brothers released the behind-the-scenes featurette of the Batman, and it revealed the first look at Andy Serkis as Alfred. It was a behind-the-scenes featurette, so probably not going to see it, but fans are expecting to see a full trailer in October at DC's Fandom. So Fandom.
Where's Andy Serkis from? I recognize the name.
He's Gollum from Lord of the Rings. He was Claw in the Black Panther movie in Civil War.
He's directing Deadpool 3, is he not?
No, sir, he is.
He's
not.
directing something.
No. Yes, he
directed Venom 2.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So he's like the king of mocap. Like he played Caesar from those Planet of the Apes.
No, I don't. It's gray hair, bro.
Nice lie, Rob.
Nice try.
I've been sitting out in the pool and
Gord, didn't you know Rob is actually part of the Canadian boy band B44?
Retired member.
He's retired now. But when he was young, he was part of B44.
Look it up.
Look it up.
Facts.
The problem is I had just gotten kicked out of Base's Base. So
What?
That's a new one. There's a new one.
Are we done? Should we just cut now?
How can I even go on like this, guys? Come on. Okay. There's no easy way to do this, but okay. To continue with CinemaCon, today Paramount gave everyone a double dose of Tom Cruise, showing a Mission
Hey
Impossible.
guys, can you be professionals here?
no.
I know. They showed a behind-the-scenes featurette of Mission Impossible 7, in what they described as. Tom
What are you
Cruise's-
talking about? What's happening?
Shit, man. Okay.
All right.
Talk about CinemaCon.
That was impressive, Chris, that you were able to go on.
Dude, I was trying, but you guys just kept laughing.
Good job.
This was
Okay,
crazy.
yes, CinemaCon Mission Impossible 7, the craziest stunt in the world.
Yes, they're
Yes.
describing it as Tom Cruise's biggest stunt to date. So we'll see what that is. They
Yeah,
also
apparently he wanted to fly a plane and then they wouldn't let him. I can't believe it. They're gonna let
think you're-
Elon Musk fly to.
I think you're
fly
getting
to
your
space?
stories mixed up.
No, all right, fine. No, I'm just saying in general. He wanted to fly a plane and they wouldn't let him.
He does.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, what's your the next thing on
Speaking
Tom
of,
Cruise?
I don't know if that was some sort of attempted joke by John. Because
No, I was gonna hit
next movie
Skeletor
is-
again, but I thought it was gonna destroy everything. I think we just settled down from it.
Yeah. So they also showed Top Gun Maverick the first 13 minutes.
Yeah.
And they said it's going to be released in theaters November 19th. And just to give you an example, Mission Impossible.
Asterix.
What? Yeah. Mission Impossible is May 27, 2022, if that holds. All right. To continue down the line, actress Letitia Wright, who plays Shuri from Black Panther, she was injured on the set of Black Panther Wakanda Forever. It's described as a minor injury. She's, I believe, still in the hospital.
Nope, she was released.
Okay, so she was in the hospital for less than 24 hours, released. It happened during the use of a stunt rig. For you non-stunt people, a stunt rig is something like a pulley used to make actors appear as though they're flying or floating. So get your stuff together, Marvel. Stop hurting people.
Very, very uncomfortable stuff for the stunt men and women of the industry. So shout outs to them for putting up with that all the time.
Yeah. All right.
To entertain us.
So Pat, I believe, has some pictures for me. Anime fans were hyped and delighted to see their first look image at the live action Cowboy Bebop Netflix series.
Did you say delighted and what else?
What did I say?
Delighted and
hyped?
excited?
Excited? I don't know.
Okay,
no,
no,
delighted.
I heard from like both angles of the response for this. Go ahead.
Yeah. So people really like John Cho's hair. Very accurate. They did not like, I guess her name's Faye. I think Faye's costume wasn't as accurate as they wanted it to be. Maybe they're just being perverts. Who knows? This is set to release November 19th.
On Netflix, correct?
On Netflix, yes.
I
Yeah.
don't
For
know
those of you
anything
not
about
familiar,
the show.
Faye. What, sorry?
I don't know of anything about the anime, but is there supposed to be a dog?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And this is a TV show, not a movie, correct?
TV show, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so John, what are you gonna say?
Yeah, no, I'm just saying Faye Valentine falls into your typical anime tropes. So that costume is very covered up. So I don't know if the fans were hoping for something else. She is very exaggerated proportions in the anime. If you want to go look it up. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's just if that you know what then, like I don't have a lot of patience for fanboys bitching, complaining about certain things. But when it comes to costume design, if they're pissed off that they're not seeing enough skin, then they really should, like, their parents should take away access to their computers and make them pay rent in their basement because they're a bunch of idiots. So
I saw that, like, just for comparison, I did get one picture of this, and I saw this on the internet. This is like this is the guy, right? Like, this is John Cho.
This is Spike Spiegel. Yep.
Yeah.
This is Spike Spiegel, the leader.
Kind of accurate.
yeah.
Right? You know, that looks pretty accurate. But again, I don't know enough about to make a comment on these costumes. Maybe they're accurate, maybe they're not. But if the complaint is that she's not showing enough, like, you know,
boobies, stupid.
Just appreciate her personality, okay, guys? Jeez. Okay.
Yeah. Where's your Skeletor thing? What the hell?
Okay.
Why
Let's
are you
just throw this off
ball
screen now.
bag, by the way? Who knows?
Thank you very much, John. Get the Skeletor meme ready. The last bit of news I had, or the last bit of news is Venom 2 was reportedly delayed till 2022, but
What?
then the initial reporter, which was Variety, retracted that statement and said maybe not. So, yeah.
What?
You can't do it multiple times in the same line. It's not funny.
So Venom maybe.
What?
So Venom maybe not. We don't know. It probably makes sense to delay it, but we'll see.
It may not be so funny the second, third time, but the fourth time it's
When it cuts me off, yeah, it's hilarious, right?
We're children. We are children. Hey, okay, so just for people, for context, as Chris was saying, yeah, Venom 2 was there. The rumor was it was being pushed over into Morbius's slot of January, whatever, of 2022. The article didn't mention where Morbius was going. Like, it was just going to be
lost.
So now I guess the rumor, it may be defunct, and Venom may still be coming out in October. Here's the interesting thing about what's happening this fall. We've seen some movies being pulled from schedules, but James Bond is staying where it's at. They are refusing to move it. The producers have said it is costing them.
Now.
No. They said, listen, all they care about is what happens in the UK. At the end of the day, they want it has to premiere in the UK. It's costing way too much money in advertising to keep doing out. It's becoming stale dated. They're losing cash. They realize, like, the futures of it, they're losing. So what they're going to do is they're releasing it in theaters. And the UK, even though they've still got some cases, they anticipate that they'll still be able to make money in the UK and then throughout the world. It may not be the highest grossing Daniel Craig Bond movie, but they're not moving it anymore. They've said that's it. Like, we're not putting it on streaming. It's going to be in theaters, and that's it. And what we make is what we make. We're not doing it anymore. So that being said, Sony may decide to kind of be bullish and stick with Venom in its slot of October 15th. I don't know.
We were talking about that advertising cost. I was telling John, like, when we first went back to the movies, like, before the pandemic hit, when we saw like Gemini Man, they were showing a trailer for the last James Bond movie. When we went to watch like Fast 9, they were showing a trailer for the same James Bond movie.
Yeah.
Right. So, like, they've literally held that trailer for like a year and a bit, and they're still showing it. Yeah. So, assuming there's costs associated just to having it dangling and not fired off, like, of course, I would try to get it out the door. Yeah. Just get it over with. At some point, the group project is not worth holding on to. Just submit it.
Yeah.
Well, there was also something that we talked about many, many, many months ago about the producers. Like, when they made James Bond, like this new movie, they have a lot of endorsement deals with like Sony or Ericsson or whatever to use that year's newest model. That movie was supposed to come out in 2019. That model no longer exists. It's not new. So what they've had to digitally...
It's already come and gone.
They've had to digitally replace with the newer models. And so these touch-ups are costing them like millions and millions of dollars. It just doesn't make sense for them to keep pushing all the advertising, all the commercial spots they've purchased, the print ads, everything else to just delay it again. So,
you know what's interesting is if they replace that product and they can put a dollar value on it, what if they can update the movies on streaming every couple of years to feature whatever the newest phone or whatever it is? How crazy would that be?
Well, you know what?
I would
It's
love
not
to
a
watch a
far-fetched
1980s
thing.
James Bond movie where he's holding an iPhone.
No, but it's not an out of reach idea. And if we've thought about it, I'm for sure marketing people have thought about it.
Yeah, I mean, like that we talked about last week was Hotel Transylvania they just pulled the cord, right? They just went 100 million to Amazon and we'll get this done. We'll get this out of the way and move. And that's a lucrative franchise. So, I mean, I think more studios need to think about things like that, especially Sony. All right, last bit of news. It was the biggest news of the week. After a leak of the trailer from some guy's cell phone, we got the full release of the Spider-Man No Way Home teaser trailer, they called it, right? Now, the initial reactions were pretty good. Everybody, 200 million views, I think, now. Now that we've had a chance to watch it about 75 more times, have you guys had any other thoughts on it? I guess the big thing is online is people are very suspect of this Doctor Strange. That I think the prevailing notion is like he seems wrong, like he seems off the Doctor Strange. Do you guys have any maybe theories in that direction or anything like that? But
yes, Pat, I think you got your hand up.
You got your hand up.
Pat's got your hand up.
It's a scroll.
It's a scroll. That's your and he can do magic.
Pardon? Why not? It's a scroll. Who cares? It's a scroll. Whenever something feels wrong, it's a scroll.
Or it just could be really bad Mexican food. First of all, his hair is off. His hair is it's stupid looking. It's wrong. It's
he doesn't have frosted tips. He's got
it looks like
regular
he used
black
the wrong
hair.
Not part of B44.
It looks like he used a spray,
black spray.
Yeah.
I know that there's some people who think it's Mephisto. There is apparently, though, a pretty intense rumor that it's actually Mysterio. Who knows? But Mephisto would kind of fit based on, I guess, some of the what was that storyline where Peter wished away, and he was no longer married to One More Day, right? Yeah, and that was with Mephisto, right? Yeah. So
where he brought back his aunt by giving up his marriage. That was One More Day.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll see. But I agree. I think something's not right about Strange in that clip.
He does do the spell like. Seems like Strange would be more responsible than this, but he does do the spell in the trailer at least very easily, like
That's
very like okay, sure, let's do it. Let's completely alter like reality and do this for this kid who's like whatever, right? Like it does seem not very responsible of Doctor Strange to do something like that.
Like it's so weird that he told Wong he wouldn't do it while Wong was apparently going off to fight Abomination or something. I don't know. And he told Wong he wouldn't do it, and then he winked, and then he did it anyways. Like that's so
what I'm saying. Like, he's off. Like everyone, that's the there. Any other?
Wong was going to Fight Club.
You know what? You know what I've learned though. You can't. Yeah. You know these trailers are so much misdirection. There's so many things that are put in there that are altered digitally or fakes. Like it's just you can't almost you know.
I remember the Ragnarok trailer when Hela breaks the hammer. It looks like it's happening in some alley somewhere. And then in the actual movie, it's out in the field. Or like, I think it was Infinity War. They had all the Avengers running together, and the Hulk was in there, and that didn't happen. So like, they're really sneaky like that.
It could literally be a sequence where he kind of pretends to do this spell to mess with Peter, and that's why he's asking him all the questions, and Peter's like, oh, this is not going to remember me, that's not going to remember me, blah blah blah, and then he's like, I got you, and then they go back to the regular movie. But we did get one question answered, and I don't know if it was Rob or whoever asked it, which trailer was going to be a bigger deal, Endgame or this, and I think that it has been revealed that this trailer's got more clicks or views than the Endgame trailers. So we definitely have our answer, and arguably so that Spider-Man is a Marvel A or AA or S tier character, whereas the Avengers are kind of technically B-listers that Marvel had to turn into A-listers. So it's interesting to see the Spider-Man hype train get rolling.
Well, and also this is a trailer that they've been talking about and waiting for months. So that also adds to the hype as well, right? Like we knew the Endgame trailer. We knew Endgame was coming out 1 year after Infinity War. We knew Endgame was coming out right after, 1 year after. So you knew it was only a matter of time, you're going to get it. But there's been such a delay, and especially with these buildups the last number of months of the toys that we've showcased here, where Pat has gone and worked tirelessly to get those photos of those Lego figures and those Marvel Select figures to show us. That has added the fuel to people's
He just goes to EW.com. They have all the exclusive picks, right, Pat? No, Frozen.
Yeah, or no, not always. Sometimes I have to scour the internet. I gotta find gems like this, like this picture of Armadillo fighting Spider-Man.
What?
Come on, he's a Spider-Man villain. All right.
Anyway,
I'm still kind of surprised we're getting this movie this year, right? You know what I mean? Like we're used to getting 2 or even one Marvel movie a year, and we're getting 3.
You got to catch up.
To a friend, and she said at one point from September to December there was going to be a Marvel movie every month, right? Because it was going to be Shang-Chi, and then Venom, well, technically a Marvel movie, then Eternals, then this, right? Which is insane. You used to get like 1 a year.
And you got the Hawkeye show and What If is wedged in there too. So crazy. All right. Speaking of What If, that's all I got. What are we going to do? Weekend stuff, or you want to do a reaction, John? Just weekend stuff, right?
Yeah. If you guys want to do that, trailer, does everyone want to watch a trailer? Let us know in the comments if you guys want to watch a trailer for. What was the trailer for?
The King's Man, Red Band trailer.
The King's Man.
Yeah, it's a prequel to the Kingsman.
Matthew Vaughn project. Yeah.
All right.
Or we don't have to. That's fine.
Let's watch it. None of us will watch it. Let's watch it.
Trailer that was at the theaters?
No, it's Red Band. So we definitely haven't seen this. So yeah. So this did the trailer played during. What was the last thing we saw? Free Guy. And I remember we looked over at Gordon and Sarah, and Gordon was like, "Yeah, you don't know what this is because if you watch Kingsman 2, you want to forget that this ever existed or something like that." Oh no.
Was terrible. They just killed everybody off randomly. I don't want to talk about that movie.
Sarah says the trailer sucks. Rob, do you want to watch it? We'll go for we'll go on Rob's opinion. Do you want to watch this, or you want to watch?
Yeah, no, I don't care. We can watch it. That's fine. You can't always listen to what Sarah says.
I like how you're answering, but not really answering. So I'm gonna play this. I haven't seen it. Let's go.
Yeah,
let's go.
I haven't seen the Red Band trailer either. Let's rock it.
So we'll see if Sarah is right.
Our guest of honor, Rasputin.
I'm looking for someone who can help me gain an audience with the Tsar. Perhaps you can be of assistance.
I only make decisions when my stomach is full or my balls are empty.
Well,
what is going on?
God, dinner is being served. Small things can grow into big problems. We are the first independent intelligence agency. While governments wait for orders, our people take action.
Welcome to the club.
You're going to need a suit.
Very clever. Time to dance.
Ooh.
Stop fucking about!
I guess not okay.
This gentleman shite.
I'm gonna love killing you.
What?
Well, we shall see.
Okay. So, who was right, Rob? Was Sarah right or wrong?
I think it looks okay. Listen, it looks pretty. Matthew Vaughn sure knows how to make an action movie. You know what? I have a problem. It's the music. The music drives me a little bit bananas, man. I don't know. The music, you know, the Kingsman often was that the manners maketh the man. Well, music maketh the trailer. And if you have shitty music, and I get it, it's a period piece, but still, I don't. You know, it's a Russian string quartet. It doesn't do anything for me.
It did have that, Matthew Vaughn signature style, stylized type action sequences. I would say it looked, like Rob said, it looked a little frantic. That music didn't do any favors. And like, who cares about this franchise? Like, what do we care about? Like the conception of this thing?
Who cares?
Exactly. Like, Pat, what do you think, man?
If you don't know, if you haven't seen the other two movies, you would have no idea what's happening in this movie, right? Like, you have no idea what it's working towards.
Right. Also, Ray Fiennes played this character in the 1998 movie The Avengers, based off the TV series The Avengers. Like, it's practically the exact same character.
With the Avengers, with the guy, with like the British guy and the girl, right?
Yeah.
Only old people know. I get it.
Yeah, it's all the night. Yeah, Emma Peel, and like this is based off like the old '60s television show, The Avengers. He played this character.
Yeah, I mean, like if they're trying to fit this into like the spy genre, Rob, you're the spy movie expert. This is not even.
I've never considered this part of a proper spy movie genre. So listen,
it's action comedy, right? It's supposed to be like action comedy because that's kind of what the Kingsman was. It was like over the top ridiculousness, right?
Yeah. Listen, it's going to deliver.
The second movie was not good.
No, it's going to deliver what it is. What it is. So what you see is what you get. I'll end up watching it, but the question is, would I go to the theater to see it? To me, it's not hooking me up.
You're going to watch that?
I would watch that, sure.
Oh man,
but
I have no interest. I was going to stop.
Wait a minute, you went and saw Snake Eyes. Like, in all fairness, you'll see anything in a theater.
No, not anything. I didn't see Green Knight. Neither did you, so you can't even say anything. So
let me just say, John watched Baywatch in theaters for the fifth time, just to reiterate.
With you,
yeah. But after the movie concluded, when I said that movie was trash, I turned to someone I went with, and he said that was amazing. That was the best movie ever in summer. I'm not gonna say who that was, but I'm pretty sure he's in this virtual room here. That trailer sold the movie as something completely different.
Uh-huh.
Pat did say his worst movie and best movie of the summer was the same movie. So I don't know what's going on there.
Like, okay, no, that's a completely different conversation. But people who went and saw Fast 9, it might have been a bad movie, but it was definitely enjoyable in how over the top it was.
Incorrect.
Well, you guys are wrong. It's okay to be wrong.
It is. And I'm glad you acknowledge your wrongness.
All right, before we get too off the rails here, let's wrap this up with what's going on the weekend. What do you guys got going on the weekend?
I'm counting down the days so Shang-Chi comes out. That's what I'm doing this weekend.
What is even opening this weekend? What opens this week in theaters? Did you cover that earlier? Candyman. That's literally it.
Now, I have heard that this is a wicked adaptation. Like, I heard the director of this did a phenomenal job. Yeah, so it's actually made me really more intrigued to go see it. I won't, but I do. Yeah.
It's going to do really well, I think, box office wise. Horror movies like clean up.
Oh man, so Candyman is on deck. Chris O Candyman
in the chat.
Wow, look.
Getting very contentious. Wow.
oh man.
Yeah, and you can either get a regular adult admission or the seniors discount. Yeah, for me this weekend, you know what? I feel like there's a lot of TV shows and stuff like I have on my list on the different streaming services that I'm going to watch. I just watched The White Lotus, the six episode series on Crave from HBO. It's bizarre. It's not for everybody. But Bosch, the final season of Bosch dropped in July, and I've been holding off. So I might start watching that this weekend. And of course, What If, episode 3. I actually haven't seen it yet, but we are going to be reviewing it for the main Heroes World podcast on Sunday.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. And since Rob started this segment last week of whack ass shit you can buy, I decided to pick up a copy of Cool as Ice, starring Vanilla Ice on DVD. And it comes
You
with
gave that guy money, John. Come on.
This edition comes with the soundtrack. So I know Rob was really hype on Pump Up the Volume and its soundtrack. So I've got Cool as Ice's special soundtrack here. And it actually comes with it in the DVD case. I'm going to read off the tracks just so Rob can reminisce.
Where you got that from?
What?
Is that where you got that from?
Yeah, John's email growing up was Cool as Ice, like some number.
Is that where you got it from? Vanilla Ice?
Yeah,
I never asked him.
I'm actually a huge Vanilla Ice fan.
When you're a child.
But I'm going to read this.
Your username on your PlayStation is Cool as Ice. And I never...
That's what I'm saying. Is that where it came from?
Yeah,
100%
is. If you ask, they're going to be like, oh, I don't know. I just got it when I was a child. So I never asked. Oh, my God.
I just got it when I was a child. That's your story behind your Pong on 360 or whatever. So the track...
It was P. Wong. P. Wong. I took up the W. Pick and make it a word. And on 360, because I used on PS3, but then PS3 didn't let me use PS3 in the name. Carry on.
You're not a huge Pong fan? Really?
Who isn't?
Okay, John's dying to tell us a track list of this no-name movie. So please go ahead.
This is a named movie, Rob. This is now available on Blu-ray. I don't know if it's available in 4K or not. but track one, and this will go head to head with the Pump Up the Volume soundtrack. So let me know what track list you like better. Track 1, Cool as Ice, brackets Everybody Get Loose, Gonna Catch You. You've Got to Look Up. Love to Love You with 2 as a 2 and You as a U. The People's Choice. Never Want to Be Without You. Forever. Faith. Drop That Zero. And then track 10 is Get With It. And I think it does feature a Naomi Campbell track on here somewhere. So this movie features great lines like Lose That Zero and Get With the Hero and all kinds of fun stuff. So yeah, since Rob introduced this segment last week, I'm just carrying it on. And by the way, if you actually want to buy this is actually a bootleg copy. This doesn't exist. This is from eBay before this movie came out on DVD.
Some guy with a color printer got money out of John.
It literally is, yeah. And I guess he was able to print on the DVD. I wonder if you can peel it off.
I'm sure
I'm not gonna peel it off. It is a sticker. It is in fact a sticker.
Yeah. He printed it on his laser printer.
How do we get here?
I don't know, but I want to go home now.
We got here because Rob introduced this segment with Pump Up the Volume next week. So now Chris Ho and Pat Wong, you guys are up next week for whack ass shit segment started by Rob.
I'm sure Pat has something right next to him.
What?
All right,
guys, that's the news. Thank you for joining us, everybody. What's going on the Heroes World scope this week, guys, podcast wise? Anything?
Yes.
Just What If, and then on Monday. Sorry, go ahead. What are we doing Monday, Rob?
Well, with something else happening on Sunday, we just don't know what it is yet. It might just be a bunch of random conversation topics that we're going to talk about. And then on Monday, on the Heroes World Sidekick Show, John and I are diving way back to 2001, John? 2001, I believe, or is it 2002? Maybe it's 2002.
I want to say it's 2002.
It's 2002. And the original Sam Raimi Spider-Man starring Tobey Maguire and what's his face? William Dafoe, thanks.
Willem Dafoe, sorry. And Kristen
as Mad
Kirsten or Kristen Dunst, Pat?
Kirsten Dunst.
Kirsten Dunst. There you go.
So that is currently on Netflix in Canada. So if you would like to join us for a rewatch, no matter how many times you've seen it, you can check it out on Netflix on Canada and then join John and I Monday evening at 8 p.m. on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. If you join the YouTube chat, which if you're on watching this now and part of the YouTube chat, this is kind of the same shit that you're going to see on Mondays. So we're going to be doing that. That's all I got to say.
That's it.
That's all I got to say about that.
I believe you have a CD player in your Prelude, on your super old car, right?
I do have one in my vintage POS, as well as most of your cars do have a CD player. So if someone wants to borrow this from me,
Nope, we're okay. We're good.
And go for it. But this is a sticker as well, so I don't know if it's gonna get stuck in anyone's CD player. So,
all right.
That's
all right.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
Literally speechless. I'm literally speechless.
You
Roll
are?
the credits. Roll the credits.
All
John.
right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We'll
John is too legit to quit.
The wrong artist, Rob. Come on.
Different.
Jesus Christ.